Rodeo is a sport filled with electrifying moments and edge-of-your-seat excitement. Yet, beneath the roaring applause and adrenaline lies a world fraught with danger. Every ride comes with the risk of life-altering accidents, a stark reminder of the price athletes pay for their passion. In this video, we'll uncover 4 of the most harrowing rodeo accidents ever recorded, stories that highlight the true risks behind the thrill of the arena. On a cold January night in 2023, the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds in North Carolina buzzed with energy. Bright arena lights cut through the darkness, casting a warm glow on the packed stands where spectators cheered in anticipation. The scent of sawdust mixed with the earthy musk of livestock created an atmosphere of raw excitement. Somewhere behind the metal gates, Denim Bradshaw, just 14 years old, prepared to ride a bull for the first time in competition, stepping unknowingly into a moment that would turn triumph into tragedy before the night was through. Denim was no stranger to challenges. Born on October 8, 2008 in Forsyth County, North Carolina, he had always been fearless and adventurous. From an early age, he was drawn to the cowboy lifestyle, captivated by the thrill and courage it represented. Growing up, he often watched rodeo events on TV, mesmerized by the bravery of bull riders who took on the mighty beasts. For Denim, bull riding wasn't just a sport, it was a dream. He admired the grit and determination of the cowboys, seeing them as heroes who embodied strength and resilience. His fascination grew into a passion, and he began to pursue it with reckless abandon. Denim's family supported his dream, though it wasn't without worry. His mother, Shannon Bowman, often expressed concern about the dangers of bull riding. Bulls used in rodeos are massive, often weighing over a ton with unpredictable movements and immense power. The sport is considered one of the most dangerous in the world, as riders must stay atop a bucking bull for 8 seconds, using only one hand to grip a braided rope. Injuries are common, ranging from broken bones to concussions and even fatalities. Despite this, Denim was undeterred. He practiced tirelessly, dreaming of one day competing among the best. Bull riding has a rich history, tracing back to 16th century Mexico, where vaqueros showcased their skills in handling livestock. Over the centuries, it evolved into a competitive sport, gaining popularity in the United States and becoming a central event in rodeo culture. Riders are judged not only on their ability to stay on the bull, but also on their technique, balance, and connection with the animal's movements. The bulls themselves are scored for their power, agility, and difficulty of their bucking. A great ride is a dance of skill and brute force, captivating audiences with its intensity. On that January evening, Denim was eager to step into the spotlight. The Winston-Salem Fairgrounds were alive with the sound of cheers and country music. As Denim donned his protective gear, he was nervous but excited, smiling as he adjusted his helmet and prepared for his ride. His family watched from the stands, proud of his courage and determination. The announcer's voice boomed over the speakers, calling Denim's name. The gate swung open and the bull exploded into the arena. The massive animal bucked violently, twisting and turning with incredible force. Denim held on tightly, his body moving in rhythm with the bull's unpredictable motions. The crowd roared, cheering him on as he faced the challenge head-on. But bull riding is unforgiving. After only a few seconds, Denim was thrown off, landing hard on the ground. Before he could get up, the bull lunged toward him. The rodeo clowns, seasoned in the high-stakes art of distraction, sprang into action the moment Denim hit the ground. Dressed in their brightly colored outfits, they waved their arms and lunged toward the bull, shouting and using their bodies as decoys to draw the animal's attention away from the fallen rider. The bull, its massive muscles rippling under the arena lights, snorted and stomped, its wild eyes locked on Denim. One clown managed to momentarily divert the animal's gaze, but the bull's fury remained undeterred. With terrifying speed, it pivoted and charged back toward the young boy. During the chaos, the bull's sharp hooves came crashing down on Denim's chest, delivering a blow so severe it caused massive internal injuries. Paramedics stationed nearby in preparation for such emergencies rushed to Denim's side as the rodeo clown successfully herded the bull toward the gate. Their faces were pale and grave as they assessed his condition. The arena, once alive with cheers, fell into an eerie silence as emergency responders began CPR and worked to stabilize Denim. The force of the bull's stomp had caused devastating trauma, triggering cardiac arrest. One paramedic immediately began chest compressions, while another secured an oxygen mask over his face, trying desperately to save him. The audience, now a sea of stunned and tearful onlookers, watched as Denim was carefully loaded onto a stretcher. His family followed close behind, their faces etched with anguish as the ambulance sped away toward the hospital. Denim was transported to a nearby medical facility where doctors worked tirelessly to revive him. Tragically, his injuries were too severe, and he was pronounced dead shortly after his arrival. His mother, Shannon Bowman, later shared her heartbreak on social media, recalling that she had never seen him so happy as when she had seen him last night before his departure. The loss of the young cowboy, whose courage and dreams had brought him to the arena that night, left the rodeo community in mourning. Denim Bradshaw's tragic accident revealed the unforgiving dangers of bull riding, where even a split second can mean the difference between life and death. For seasoned professionals like Tough Haman, the risks remain just as real. His encounter with one of the sport's most infamous bulls would transform the arena into a spectacle of raw, unrelenting power, leaving behind a moment so brutal it would forever define his career. On a crisp October evening in 1995, the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas was alive with energy. The Professional Bull Riders World Finals had drawn the best bull riders from around the globe, each vying for the championship title. Among them was Richard Tough Haman, a legendary cowboy known for his grit, resilience, and unmatched skill. As the arena lights blazed and the crowd's cheers filled the air, Haman prepared to face on one of the most infamous bulls in rodeo history, Bodacious. Born on March 2, 1963 in El Paso, Texas, Tough Haman had built a remarkable career in professional bull riding. He had earned 3 world championship titles through the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association in 1986, 1989, and 1991, and was the reigning champion for the 1995 season in the Professional Bull Riders Organization. Known for his determination and fearless approach, Haman's reputation was further cemented by his close friendship with Lane Frost, a fellow rider who tragically lost his life in 1989 after a bull riding accident when the bull taking care of business trampled him after his fall, causing fatal internal injuries. Tough's career was more than a collection of wins. It was a testament to his love for the sport and his unwavering spirit. On the other side of the arena that night stood Bodacious, a bull with a reputation that sent shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned riders. At nearly 2,000 pounds, Bodacious had earned the nickname the world's most dangerous bull. His sheer size and power were matched only by his unpredictability. Riders knew the risks of facing him, but the chance to ride such an awesome beast was an undeniable draw. Bodacious had already earned honors as the Bucking Bull of the Year in 1994 and 1995, cementing his place as a legend in his own right. As Haman climbed onto Bodacious' back, the arena seemed to hold its breath. The gate swung open and the bull launched out like a coiled spring. Bodacious bucked and twisted with a ferocity few bulls could match. Haman, relying on years of experience, fought to stay in control, his body moving in perfect rhythm with the bull's violent movements. But within seconds, Bodacious executed his most notorious move, a powerful upward thrust of his head that caught Haman square in the face. The impact was devastating. Bodacious's massive skull shattered every major bone in Hedeman's face. Despite the excruciating pain, Hedeman remained conscious, his hands still caught in the bull rope as he was dragged and battered. The bull continued to buck, and it was only after a few more terrifying seconds that Hedeman was thrown to the ground, motionless in the dirt. The crowd, moments earlier roaring with excitement, fell into stunned silence. Rodeo clowns sprinted into action, distracting the bull and guiding it away from Hedeman's prone form. Medical personnel rushed into the arena, quickly assessing the severity of his injuries. His face was visibly swollen and bloodied, and his condition was critical. The paramedics carefully stabilized him and transported him to the nearest hospital. Doctors worked for over 6 hours to reconstruct Tough Hedeman's shattered face. Surgeons inserted 6 titanium plates to stabilize the damage, piecing together his jaw, cheekbones, and eye sockets. The road to recovery was daunting, both physically and emotionally. For a man who had built his life on strength and resilience, the aftermath of the accident was a test of his unbreakable spirit. Incredibly, Hedeman returned to the sport just 2 months after the accident. In December 1995 at the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas, he once again faced Bodacious. Still recovering from his injuries and fully aware of the bull's lethal power, Hedeman made a calculated choice. He mounted Bodacious in the chute to fulfill the requirement of attempting the ride, but dismounted before the gate opened, effectively withdrawing. The decision demonstrated not fear but respect. For the bull, for the sport, and for the limits of even the toughest cowboy. Bodacious's reign in professional rodeo was short-lived but left a lasting impression. After causing life-threatening injuries to multiple riders, including Scott Breeding, who suffered a broken eye socket and cheekbone, Bodacious's owner, Sammy Andrews, retired the bull in December 1995. It was a decision made to prevent further harm. Bodacious spent the rest of his life as a breeding bull on Andrews Ranch, passing on his powerful genetics to the next generation of rodeo livestock. He died in 2000, leaving behind a legacy as one of the most feared and respected bulls in history. Hedeman's encounter with Bodacious remains one of the most talked about events in the history of rodeo. It vividly painted a picture of the incredible risks involved in the sport and highlighted the fine line between triumph and disaster. Yet, Hedeman's career was far from over. After recovering from his injuries, he continued to contribute to the sport, serving as a mentor, commentator, and advocate for safety in bull riding. In 1997, he was inducted into the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame. And in 2003, he was honored with induction into the Professional Bull Riders Ring of Honor. Today, Tough Hedeman is celebrated as one of the greatest figures in professional bull riding. His encounter with Bodacious, though harrowing, symbolizes the courage and resilience required to face the sport's unparalleled challenges. Through his passion, determination, and willingness to adapt, Hedeman has become a living embodiment of the cowboy spirit, inspiring generations of riders to embrace the risks and rewards of the arena. Tough Hedeman's infamous encounter with Bodacious showed the devastating power of a bull at its peak, a moment that left an unforgettable mark on the sport. But for Jerome Davis, the dangers of bull riding would go beyond one fateful moment in the arena. His story is not just about survival, but about facing a life forever altered, where the greatest battle came long after the ride was over. On a crisp March evening in 1998, the Fort Worth Convention Center in Texas was alive with the electrifying energy of the Tough Hedeman Championship Challenge. The arena lights blazed down on the packed stands where spectators buzzed with anticipation, eager to witness the night's bull riding feats. The air was thick with the mingled scents of dust, leather, and the unmistakable musk of livestock. Behind the chutes, Jerome Davis, a 25-year-old bull riding champion, prepared to face yet another monumental opponent. Unbeknownst to him, this ride would irrevocably alter the course of his life. Born on August 10, 1972 in Colorado Springs, Colorado, Jerome Carson Davis was introduced to the world of rodeo at an early age. His family relocated to Archdale, North Carolina when he was just 6 months old, settling on a ranch that would become the training ground for his burgeoning passion. By the age of 11, Jerome had ridden his first bull, and by his fourth attempt, he successfully stayed atop for the requisite 8 seconds, solidifying his commitment to the sport. His high school years were marked by numerous victories, including winning his first event as a freshman. In 1990, he clinched the title of North Carolina State Rodeo Champion and was named the National High School Rodeo Reserve All-Around Champion. His dedication and talent propelled him to Odessa Junior College in Texas, where he secured the National Intercollegiate Rodeo Association's Bull Riding Championship in 1992. That same year, Jerome turned professional, joining the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association, or PRCA, and becoming one of the 21 co-founders of the Professional Bull Riders, the PBR. His career soared to remarkable heights, culminating in winning the 1995 PRCA World Bull Riding Championship. By 1998, he was a leading figure in the bull riding circuit, known for his fearlessness and exceptional skill. On that fateful night in Fort Worth, Jerome was slated to ride a bull ominously named Knock 'em Out John. As he settled onto the bull's back, the familiar surge of adrenaline coursed through him. The gate swung open and the bull burst into the arena, twisting and bucking with ferocious intensity. Jerome's experience and instinct guided him as he fought to maintain his balance. However, mere seconds into the ride, disaster struck. The bull's violent thrashing caused Jerome to be jerked forward, leading to a head-to-head collision with the animal. The impact rendered him unconscious, and he was thrown to the ground, landing head first. The arena, moments earlier filled with the roar of excitement, fell into a stunned silence as the severity of the situation became apparent. The bull, still wild with adrenaline, spun around, its powerful hooves tearing into the dirt as it circled back toward its fallen rider. For a moment, it loomed over Jerome's motionless body, nostrils flaring and muscles tense as if ready to strike again. The rodeo clowns reacted with practiced precision. One darted toward the bull, waving his arms and shouting, while another flung a brightly colored hat onto the ground to divert the animal's attention. The bull hesitated, stomping and snorting as it turned toward the clowns. Carefully, they maneuvered to draw it away from Jerome, inching it closer to the gate. The tension in the arena was suffocating, every movement calculated to prevent further catastrophe. As soon as the bull was safely guided into the holding pens, paramedics rushed into the arena. They knelt beside Jerome, checking for signs of consciousness and immediately stabilizing his neck. The arena, which had been filled with cheers moments earlier, was now eerily quiet, save for the hurried instructions of the medical team and the rustling of the dirt as they worked. Emergency medical personnel worked quickly, their movements efficient but urgent as they assessed the gravity of Jerome's injuries. One paramedic placed a cervical collar around his neck, while another carefully checked his vital signs. There was no response from Jerome, his body limp and unyielding. Every moment felt heavier than the last as they loaded him onto a stretcher, the team ensuring every movement minimized the risk of further harm. Jerome was rushed to the nearest hospital, where a team of doctors awaited him. Scans revealed the devastating extent of his injuries: a fracture and dislocation of the 6th and 7th vertebrae at the base of his neck. The impact had caused irreparable damage to his spinal cord, leaving him paralyzed from the chest down. For a man who had spent his life mastering control over the wildest of creatures, the diagnosis was shattering. The rodeo world was deeply affected by Jerome Davis's accident, which highlighted the immense risks of bull riding. As a world champion and pioneer in the sport, Jerome had built his career on grit and determination, and the news of his paralysis left a profound impact. With the support of his wife Tiffany, his family, and the rodeo community, Jerome redirected his focus to mentoring aspiring riders through his bull riding school and managing the Davis Rodeo Ranch, where he trained top-tier bucking bulls. His contributions earned him induction into the PBR Ring of Honor in 1998, and he continued to influence the sport as a coach and promoter. Jerome's journey demonstrates that courage is found in facing life's challenges with strength and determination. Jerome Davis's life-altering accident showed how the risks of bull riding can change a life in an instant, even for the most accomplished riders. Tag Elliot, a rising star with everything ahead of him, would face his own moment of unimaginable peril. But for Tag, it wasn't just the bull's raw power that would define his story, it was the long, grueling fight to reclaim the life and dreams the arena almost took away. On a warm July evening in 2007, the Utah Days of 47 Rodeo in Salt Lake City was alive with excitement. Families and rodeo enthusiasts packed the stands, eager to see the night's performances from some of the most talented riders in the sport. Among them was 19-year-old Tag Elliot, a rising star from Thatcher, Utah, whose name was already being spoken with respect in the rodeo circuit. With his fearless approach and natural talent, Elliot had become a competitor to watch, holding the 24th spot in the world rankings, a remarkable achievement for someone so young. Elliot's path to professional bull riding was deeply rooted in his upbringing. Raised in a ranching family, he had grown up around livestock and developed a love for rodeo at an early age. By high school, he had already begun competing, showcasing a skill set far beyond his years. His hard work paid off when he claimed the state championship in bull riding, setting the stage for his professional career. Known for his determination and calm demeanor, Elliot entered the professional circuit with a clear goal: to rise to the top. That night in Salt Lake City, Elliot faced one of his most challenging tests yet, a bull named Werewolf. Known for his raw power and unpredictable moves, Werewolf was a force to be reckoned with even among seasoned riders. As Elliot climbed into the chute, the crowd buzzed with anticipation. Families leaned forward in their seats, their voices a mix of excitement and nervous chatter. Riders and coaches watched from the sidelines, understanding the danger that came with facing such a notorious animal. Elliot sat calm and focused, adjusting his grip on the bull rope as he prepared for the challenge ahead. The gate swung open, and Werewolf erupted into the arena with explosive energy. His massive frame twisted and bucked with unrelenting force, each movement designed to unseat his rider as quickly as possible. Elliot held tight, his body moving in perfect rhythm with the bull's chaotic motion. Years of training and instinct kicked in, allowing him to stay centered even as Werewolf thrashed beneath him. The crowd erupted in cheers, their admiration growing with every second Elliot stayed astride the bull. But Werewolf was far from finished. As if sensing the rider's determination, the bull twisted violently, jerking his head upward with terrifying force. The collision was immediate and catastrophic. Werewolf's horn struck the right side of Elliot's face with a sickening crack, the force of the impact shattering his cheekbone, eye socket, and jaw. Several teeth were knocked loose, and Elliot's body went limp, crumpling beneath the bull's relentless thrashing. The once roaring crowd fell silent, the excitement of moments before replaced by the collective gasps and horrified whispers. Elliot lay motionless in the dirt, his arms splayed and his face bloodied. The bull, still full of energy, continued to buck and twist, its hooves slamming dangerously close to the fallen rider. The crowd gasped in horror as Werewolf continued his rampage. Rodeo clowns immediately sprang into action, rushing toward Werewolf, waving their arms and using their bodies as distractions to draw the bull away. Forming a human shield, they created a barrier around Elliot until medical personnel arrived. The tension in the arena was palpable, the cheers replaced by hushed whispers and prayers for the young cowboy's life. Elliot was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Doctors quickly assessed the extent of his injuries, which were severe. His cheekbone and jaw were shattered, his eye socket crushed, and his face was a mass of swelling and bruising. He was rushed into surgery where a team of specialists worked for over 10 hours to stabilize him and begin the process of reconstruction. Titanium plates were inserted to repair the fractured bones, but this was only the beginning of a long and grueling journey. Over the next year, Elliot endured more than 20 surgeries. Each procedure brought new challenges, from complications with tissue grafts to periods of immobilization and pain. Doctors discovered that some of the transplanted tissue wasn't receiving adequate blood supply, requiring additional surgeries to address the issue. Through it all, Elliot remained steadfast in his resolve to return to the sport he loved. His family and friends became his greatest support system, rallying around him with encouragement and helping him maintain his focus on recovery. For Elliot, the idea of giving up bull riding was never an option. Even in his darkest moments, his passion for the sport and his determination to get back in the arena kept him motivated. He spent hours in rehabilitation, rebuilding his strength and learning to adapt to the physical changes caused by his injuries. It was a process marked by both setbacks and victories, each step forward reaffirming his belief that he would ride again. In 2009, nearly 2 years after his devastating injury, Tag Elliot made a triumphant return to bull riding, inspiring fans and fellow riders with his resilience and determination. By 2012, he reached new heights, qualifying for the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas, a witness to his perseverance and unyielding commitment to the sport. While many may have walked away after such life-altering trauma, Elliot embraced the risks, viewing them as part of what makes bull riding so exhilarating. Beyond his achievements, his journey became a beacon of inspiration for the rodeo community, as he openly shared his story and encouraged others to chase their dreams despite obstacles. Balancing his career with life on his ranch in Burley, Idaho, Elliot found grounding in his roots while continuing to compete at the highest level. His story exemplifies the strength and spirit of the rodeo world, proving that even in the face of immense adversity, it's possible to rise, rebuild, and thrive. Thank you for joining us as we explored the heart-stopping stories of bull riding's most dangerous moments, where the line between triumph and tragedy is razor thin. But the dangers of human-animal interaction extend far beyond the rodeo. In our next episode, we take you to the quiet town of Southwold, Ontario, where Norman Buwalda thought he had tamed one of the most fearsome predators on Earth. A tiger he called his crown jewel turned that trust into a nightmare of blood and instinct. What drove this massive beast to turn on its owner? And what gruesome secrets did authorities uncover? Click now to dive into this chilling story you won't forget.